Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 7th of July. So before I start looking at the markets themselves, just a quick flash through the news here. And basically what we're seeing, unfortunately, is in Australia we're seeing Melbourne put under a 6-week lockdown. This is not going to be a rare occasion, I fear. We've seen it in Leicester in the UK. I think we'll see it in many places where we've seen it in Germany already, in places where the numbers start rising quickly. The governments will be putting certain regions into lockdown. Now, of course, the fear is, of course, this could run out wider, and of course with the Australian situation there will have an effect on the Aussie dollar. Can't be good at all. We're seeing it with the US, but the money, unfortunately, but the money is running to safety and ending up with the dollar anyway. We've seen it elsewhere, so it's an unfortunate situation that may keep on occurring for some time. One thing was clear. One of the Fed speakers last night said that he was concerned that the recovery is flattening out now in the US, which I don't suppose is a great shock, bearing in mind the number of cases that have reoccurred or been occurring since. Okay, so let's have a look at the equity markets, the forex markets first. Euro here, we got a good solid move yesterday. It has closed above that trend line, but struggling this morning at this moment at least. Quite a sell-off here. We're seeing lower highs through the lower time frames here, but certainly reflected through into this market. It's done it in a step process. It pulled back yesterday evening there, yesterday afternoon, evening, and then just consolidated, pushed back up through 1 o'clock there, but then sold again, getting flattish, so it's remaining flattish. Has sold off again this morning, taking out, as I say, giving us a lower high in this market. Question really is, can it re-break? There's probably a trend line, well, there would be a trend line across the highs here, maybe popping a trend line across here. If it can take that back out, well, it remains in its bullish zone. Looking at it yesterday, it did look like this would continue to the upside, but we'll see. At the moment, it is selling. Support wise, near term support would be that 60 MA at 128.15. Potentially it may have some shorter term. I'm just going to run down to a 30-minute chart just for a moment, because often we'll see nope, 28.15, 27, 12.79. So nope, that's not providing anything more there. So 128.15, did I say? 12.80, that's it. 12.79, yep, okay. So around about that 12.80 area is near-term support. Okay, that's the euro dollar. At the moment, the pound's doing a similar picture here. The pound really is struggling, and it's no surprise really with the pound struggling. I was sort of quite wary about this. In fact, yesterday at one stage I was looking short side, and then it sort of picked up a little bit, but it's choking. If you look back at the 4-hourly chart here, last week's highs there, that's where it ran into this week, and it's sort of struggling around those levels, just cannot push through at the moment. On a daily point of view, every time it tries to get there, it struggles. It's between a rock and a hard place here. You can see the support we're seeing on the 4-hourly chart here into its 221 area, but can it push further? Bring it down a time frame into a 60-minute time frame, lower high again, clear. Okay, it's finding a bit of support at the moment off the 6100, but in fact there's the trend line I was looking at yesterday. It did eventually break that level, but very late on. It is looking a bit softer in some time frames, but as I say, it's between a bit of a rock and a hard place at the moment, and well, it may just be caught in this wedge here. Just keeping an open mind about these still pushing up. I think the pound's going to be struggling to get beyond that 25.17 area. It had an opportunity yesterday afternoon there. It just looked like it was going to pitch through at one stage and rolled over. So struggling at the moment to keep the momentum. The dollar yen, and I should say there's fundamental reasons why the US, why the pound there is struggling there with the momentum, of course, with Brexit shadow in the background there, and of course COVID still hanging. Dollar yen, well, we've seen a bit of a rally coming through on dollar yen. The dollar taking back some of the gains it lost yesterday. So, well, most of it, by the looks of it at the moment, almost. It was just slightly short, but very soft overnight there again. Again, it's shorter time frames here. Well, I actually didn't put a high low in. Well, it did probably there. Put a high low in. Looking at, like many of these markets, they're looking at teetering on maybe changing direction again, back to where they were running. So keeping an open mind this morning, and just patience at the moment for these. Aussie dollar, you just sometimes got to wait for the market to show its hand rather than trying to second guess. Aussie dollar, of course, got a bit of a kick in. It was doing quite well. I was looking, I had a target of 710, came short yesterday of that. Well, last night it came short of that, and it's rolled over now. It's put this horrible bit of price action kicking in there, but pushed up quite nicely, just as I say, just short of 7, the round number 7 there. Maybe we would have reached some selling at that point anyway, being the big psychological round number, but either way it's pushed on through and continued this morning. Looking at shorter time frame here, the 60-minute lower high again confirmed. Momentum solidly to the downside at the moment. It's already hit it just come short of the R1, and it's not far from the S1 actually, one of those 20% days where you get both hit. Low probability of that happening, but there you are. It's gone from pillar to post effectively. Are we going to see some support here? Possibly. If we'll see how these markets just sort of steady down. The Aussie overall has been one of the stronger pairs over the last month or so, a couple of months actually. It's certainly been pushing up, so we'll see. This may just ground out some sort of bottom and find a recovery. Canadian dollar, just going to have a quick look on the 60-minute again. No, it's not an intraday trade for me anyway. If you're looking at swing trading, it will just come out a little bit. It's a bit messy. It's started getting a bit messy on the dailies here. 4 hourly wise, it's put a higher low in there, and well, maybe heading up to that weekly pivot. Maybe a few of these sort of heading back towards weekly pivots in different places, so it's maybe worth watching out for that. But certainly with the Canadian dollar. Oil, when it comes, oil's taken a kick in there overnight. It's just, just pulling back. May provide an opportunity. I was looking to see if it got back actually to the weekly pivot. May provide a nice opportunity. If it does, it may go from where it is at the moment. It's sitting at that round number at 40 into its 4 hourly 34 there. May provide some support, but again, similar picture to what we see in the equity forex markets here. Lower highs come through here. Actually, a couple of lower highs being confirmed through at one go there. Looking a bit soft at the moment, and again, personally, I'd wait until post 2 o'clock to jump on anything with this, but it does look at the moment like it's got more downside as it sits. Okay, that's oil, and finally the S&Ps. So a little bit of a reversal. This gives it more credit than deserved almost here. It's well, the close of the market came off, but just looking here, it did close pretty here, pretty close to the highs here, breaking that those recent highs. And it's closed above them. It may just come back and test those highs, so just be wary of that. If you're looking to short this market, it may just be going to retest those highs, or may just pop through a little bit. The bodies sit close to that 4 hourly 21, so just be wary of that. Again, personally, I prefer to be trading it in the afternoon when the US markets are open, but there are some days that you can just get in there a bit earlier and take advantage of the start of something. Okay, support then here near term on the 60-minute at 31.48, but as I say, really like that 4 hourly sort of 21 area with the combined with the previous bodies, highs, may be good. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day. I should say, news-wise today, what's coming out in terms of news? Well, we've already seen the Reserve Bank of Australia's data, and that is it. So I wish you a great day. Bye for now.